Right. So you sent us this YouTube video, and it's called Six Types d'Hommes que les femmes aiment et n'abandonnent jamais.
Okay.
For everyone out there who isn't fluent in French,
Right.
translates to Six Types of Men women love and never leave.
Interesting.
And it's from a French relationship advice channel called Queen Karine. So today we're going to take a deep dive into these 6 types of men that Queen Karine says women love and never leave, and we'll see if her advice holds up.
Yeah, the title itself is interesting, right? It really seems to tap into, I think, that universal desire we all have
Yeah,
to find lasting love.
totally.
And it does that by kind of giving these specific male archetypes that supposedly are the key to like getting a woman's heart.
Yeah, when I saw the title, I was like, ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
But then part of me was like, are we just going to talk about stereotypes today?
Well, it's important to remember that this is just one person's perspective.
Sure.
And relationships are so complex.
Yeah.
You know, there's really no one-size-fits-all answer.
For sure.
But I think it's interesting to analyze these types. It can give us some insights into what people value
For sure.
in a partner.
Okay, so let's get into Queen Karine's list.
Okay.
The first type of man is the protector and stable one.
Okay.
Now, I thought it was interesting that she focused on emotional stability
Yeah.
as much as she did financial stability.
That's a really important point, I think, because it kind of pushes back on that stereotype.
Yeah.
That women are just looking at a man's wallet.
Totally.
It seems like what she's really saying is that a man who can provide security, someone who is calm, someone who a woman can really depend on emotionally, that's attractive.
Yeah. And the example she gives in the video is if someone, like, threatens your girlfriend, a stable and protective man would not react with anger, but would handle the situation calmly and effectively.
Right. So it's not about being aggressive. Yeah. It's about showing strength by being level-headed.
Yes.
So this kind of man is presented as a problem solver, someone who can, you know, deal with things with composure.
It seems like she's really emphasizing emotional intelligence.
Exactly.
Like true strength is in regulating your emotions and not just reacting all the time.
And responding thoughtfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people would want.
Yeah.
Not just women.
For sure.
I mean, who wouldn't want a partner
Totally.
who can stay calm under pressure?
Absolutely. All right, so the next type of man is the charismatic and passionate man. And Queen Karine basically says that passion is attractive.
Interesting.
No matter what you look like.
Yeah.
It's all about the energy this guy brings.
Yeah, it's like a spark, this inner fire that you're just drawn to.
Yes.
And it's not about, you know, being conventionally attractive.
Right.
It's about this zest for life, this energy that's just contagious.
You know, I was actually reading something the other day about the psychology of charisma.
Okay.
And it was saying that passion is a huge part of it.
Interesting.
If you're really passionate about something, it makes you more interesting, more engaging,
for sure,
more attractive.
I think it makes people feel connected to something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
You see someone living their life with passion and purpose. It's inspiring.
You want to be a part of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, passion can be different for different people.
Oh, that's true.
It's not always about being loud or extroverted.
Yeah.
Some people are passionate in a very quiet way.
That's a good point.
You know, through their dedication or how focused they are or how committed they are to what they're doing.
Yeah. So it's not about being a certain way. It's about that genuine drive.
Yeah.
However it comes out.
Exactly.
So for all of you listening, think about the people you're drawn to.
Yeah.
What is it about them that you find charismatic? Is it their passion for their work?
Yeah.
Their hobbies?
Right.
Something else? Let us know.
Okay, so moving on to the next type.
Yes.
Okay.
Type number 3.
Okay.
The listener and understander.
Okay.
This one stood out to me because Queen Karine said it's super important to really listen without trying to fix everything.
Yeah.
Which I think is really good advice.
Right.
No matter who you're in a relationship with.
Totally. And she's saying that sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially because men and women are often socialized so differently.
Right.
Women just need to vent.
Yeah.
You know, just to be heard.
Yes.
Not to be given solutions. And that's where this idea of empathetic listening comes in.
Right.
It's so important.
It is. I know. For me,
Yeah.
my instinct is to problem solve.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to really remind myself just to listen.
Yeah.
And not try to fix it.
Which is hard.
It is hard.
Especially when you care about someone.
Totally.
And you want to help.
Right.
But sometimes the best way to help is to just be there.
Yeah. And listen. So listeners out there, think about your relationships. Do you feel heard?
Yeah.
What makes someone a good listener for you?
That's a good question.
All right, moving on to number 4.
Okay.
The ambitious and determined man.
Okay.
And Queen Karen is very clear. This is not about just having dreams. It's about taking action.
Right.
What are your thoughts on this one?
It's interesting because she really makes a distinction between people who just talk about their dreams and those who actually do something to make them happen. It's about working towards a future.
Yes.
Not just thinking about it.
Yeah. One thing to say, oh, I want to travel the world one day.
Yeah.
But it's a whole other thing to actually plan the trips.
Yeah.
Buy the tickets.
Right.
Like actually make it happen.
And that shows a lot.
Yeah.
It shows drive. It shows commitment.
Yeah.
It shows a sense of purpose.
Yes. And it can be attractive.
Right.
Because it can also signal security. Not necessarily financial security, but the security that your partner is trying to create a better life.
Right.
For themselves. And maybe for you too.
Yeah, but I do think sometimes ambition can be seen as intimidating.
Yes, especially for women.
Yeah.
It can be a turnoff.
I think it's about balance.
Okay.
You know, being ambitious, but also being humble.
Right.
So pursuing your goals, but also supporting your partner's goals and being happy for their successes. Yeah. It's about growing together, not in competition with each other.
That's important.
It is.
So listeners, what do you think?
Yeah.
How important is ambition to you when you're thinking about a partner?
Yeah. How does it play into attraction?
Let's know.
All right.
On to type number 5, the attentive one.
Interesting.
And this one is all about the little things.
Yeah. She's basically saying that it's not about the expensive gifts.
Right.
It's about those small gestures that show you really care.
Yeah, like you get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about making a woman feel seen.
Yes.
And appreciated.
Instead of just doing the generic things that everyone expects.
Exactly. Like anyone can buy a dozen roses. Yeah. But remembering that she loves sunflowers. Yeah. Because you listened that one time. That's special.
It is.
That means something.
That reminds me of this time my partner surprised me with tickets to a concert. And it wasn't like a huge expensive thing.
Yeah.
But it was this band I'd mentioned like months before.
Oh, wow.
And he remembered.
Yeah.
And it just meant so much to me.
It shows you that he was listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was paying attention.
Exactly.
So it was really special.
That's so sweet. So listeners, think about your relationships.
Yes.
How do you show or receive attention? What are those little things that matter?
And finally, we have type number 6. Present, but not smothering. This one is a little tricky.
Yeah.
Because the way Queen Karen talks about it, it almost sounds manipulative.
Yeah. She uses this phrase, plus tu vas lui manquer, plus elle va s'accrocher à toi. Yeah. Which basically means the more you miss her, the more she'll cling to you.
Yes.
But I think we can look at this in a more positive light. It's not about playing games. It's about healthy independence.
Yeah.
Recognizing that you need your own life.
Yeah.
Your own interests. Yes. Your own space. Even within a relationship.
Because a healthy relationship needs both connection but also independence.
Exactly.
When you both have your own things going on, it just makes the relationship more interesting. Yeah, you don't want to feel suffocated.
No.
And if you're always together, it can get boring.
You lose that spark. That excitement.
Totally.
So it's about finding that balance between closeness and independence.
Which I think can be difficult.
It can be.
So listeners, how do you find that balance in your own relationships?
Yeah, let us know.
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
We would.
Okay, so we've gone through all 6 types.
We have.
What do you think overall?
I think it's a good starting point for thinking about relationships.
Right.
But we have to remember, this is just one person's perspective.
Exactly.
And some of what she's saying, you know, aligns with broader ideas about psychology and relationships.
Right.
But it's not like a rule book.
Of course not. Relationships are too complicated for that.
Way too complicated.
And what one person likes could be totally different for someone else.
Exactly. And that's what's so great about it. The variety. So many different ways to connect.
Yeah. I think what's helpful about these types is that they make you think about your own life.
Right.
Like, what do you value?
Exactly.
So listeners, instead of thinking about whether you fit into these types, think about what you want in a relationship.
Yeah.
What's important to you?
What makes you feel loved?
What makes you feel respected?
What makes you feel supported?
Yes.
Those are the important questions.
Absolutely. And we'll be right back after a short break.
To discuss even more. So stay tuned.
Yeah, it's a constant balancing act, right?
It is.
Trying to find that sweet spot between wanting to be close, but also needing your own space.
It's so hard. And I feel like society doesn't really help.
No, it doesn't.
Like, we're always told to find the one.
Right.
Our other half. Like, we need to be totally merged to be happy.
And that can be kind of a dangerous idea.
Yeah. It can lead to codependency.
Yeah.
And losing yourself.
You forget who you are.
Exactly.
And I think that's maybe what Queen Curry is trying to say. Like, sometimes a little distance can actually be good for a relationship.
It can.
It's counterintuitive, though, right?
It is.
We always hear absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Right. But it's not about playing games.
No.
It's not about ignoring your partner.
Right.
To make them want you more.
Exactly. It's more about...
It's about being secure in yourself.
Yeah.
Knowing who you are and what you want.
So you can show up fully.
Exactly.
In the relationship.
Without losing yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do we actually do that?
Well, I think communication is key.
Yeah.
Being honest with your partner.
Yeah.
About what you need, both when you want to be close and when you need some time alone.
So maybe saying like, hey, I need one night a week to do my own thing.
Exactly. Or just an hour to read a book.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You have to communicate that.
And having your own interests.
Yes. This is so important.
It's super important.
Having things you're passionate about outside of the relationship.
Gives you something to talk about.
It does.
You know, it keeps things interesting.
And it helps you grow as a person.
Yes.
Which is good for the relationship, too.
So we've talked about all 6 of Queen Kareen's types. What do you think about her advice overall?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
But it's just one perspective.
Right. Like we said, relationships are complicated.
They are.
There's no easy answer.
And what works for one couple might not work for another.
Exactly. So for everyone listening, don't try to fit yourself into these boxes.
Right.
Instead, think about what you want.
What matters to you?
In a relationship.
What are your non-negotiables?
Yeah.
What makes you feel loved and respected?
Yeah.
Those are the things to focus on.
I love that.
Me too.
So instead of these general types, we're really getting at what matters on a deeper level.
It's about going beyond the surface and really understanding what you need.
In a relationship.
To be happy.
Okay, so to sum up, Queen Kareen's 6 types can be a fun starting point.
Right.
But the real work is figuring out what works for you.
Exactly.
And your partner.
It's about communication.
Yes.
It's about honesty.
It's about growing together.
Both individually and as a couple.
And sometimes that means giving each other space.
Yeah.
To pursue your own things.
Right.
It's about finding that balance.
Yeah. Between togetherness and independence.
This conversation has really made me think about how much society influences us. Like what we think a relationship should be.
Right.
We're bombarded with these images of the perfect couple.
Or perfect romance.
The perfect life.
But it's not always realistic.
No, it's not.
It's important to remember that and to create your own definition.
Of what a good relationship is.
Exactly.
For you.
For you and your partner.
Yeah.
Don't let society dictate what you should want.
It's your love story.
Yeah, write your own story.
And sometimes that story will have unexpected twists and turns.
Right.
You have to be ready to adapt.
And to grow.
Yeah, to see the challenges as opportunities to learn and grow.
Yeah.
And every relationship is different. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses.
Right, and it's about navigating those differences.
Yeah.
With compassion.
With understanding.
And with the willingness to compromise.
So what's the most important thing?
To remember.
Yeah, what's the one thing our listeners should take away from all of this?
I think it's this let go of those ideas about what a relationship should be.
Right.
And focus on what truly matters to you and your partner.
It's about communication, respect, and growing together.
Beautifully said.
It's about creating your own definition of love and happiness.
Based on what's real and what feels right for you.
I love that.
Me too.
So that's Queen Karen's 6 Types of Men. Women love and never leave.
Remember, those are just her ideas.
They are.
Your relationship might look totally different.
It might.
And that's okay.
It is.
The important thing is that you're happy. Yeah. And that you're with someone who makes you feel loved and supported.
I think that's a great place to end it.
I do too.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
And for all of you listening,
yes,
we want to hear your thoughts. Head over to our social media.
Yeah.
Let's continue the conversation.
Absolutely.
And until next time, happy deep diving.
Happy deep diving. It's like we said, right? What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly.
So it's about figuring out what's important to you.
Yes, what matters most in a relationship.
What makes you feel loved?
What makes you feel respected?
What makes you feel supported?
It's about finding someone who sees you for who you are and accepts you.
And encourages you to be your best self.
Yeah, not trying to change you into something you're not.
Right, and it's about appreciating the things that make you different.
Yeah, those quirks.
Exactly.
Because those are the things that make you special.
It's about blending those differences together to create a partnership that feels harmonious and supportive.
You know, this whole conversation has really made me think about what I'm looking for.
In a relationship.
Yeah, like it's so easy to get caught up in what other people think.
In those societal expectations.
Yeah, but this deep dive has helped me to look beyond that.
To focus on what truly matters.
To define what I want.
And I think that's what it's all about.
It is. It's self-discovery, and it's a journey you take with your partner.
Yeah, it's about supporting each other.
On that journey.
And learning together.
Who knows, maybe we'll discover a 7th type of man.
Ooh, a 7th type?
That Queen Karen missed.
That would be interesting.
It would.
I mean, human connection is so complex.
There's always more to learn.
Always.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
And for everyone listening.
Yes.
We want to hear from you.
What resonated with you?
What are your non-negotiables?
Head over to our social media.
And let's keep the conversation going.
We love hearing from you.
And until next time.
Yes.
Happy deep diving.
Happy deep diving, everyone.